All right. What's up, George? What's going on in the house to Craze tonight?
In the house, the Craze today, we
Craze.
have TechniGods. We're gonna have the TechniGods are on the house, baby. We're gonna be talking to them today. We're gonna be talking about their comic. We're gonna be talking about their coffee. We're gonna be talking about their swag, and the spinner's back tonight, baby.
The
So
spinner.
that's happening in just a few minutes.
You spin my head. But I don't know what that song goes, but let's get it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your meds, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. Yeah, you want to do it. Catch the Craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze podcast. I'm your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man Vera, and I am with
George the Dreamer Medina. What's happening, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of Catch the Craze. Yes, the baby is excited. We are live, and it is Wednesday, August 3rd. Happy birthday to my cousin John. It is 8 p.m. here in the East Coast in the Central Pacific time. I guess it's what, 7 for you?
7.
7 p.m. Anyway, yes,
Hypnotized.
today we have a very, very good show today for you guys. We have a friend of the show and his crew, Mr. Michael Sammartino, and the TechniGods crew will be on the show in just a few moments. We're gonna be
Rolling
talking
deep. They're
to them.
rolling deep.
They're rolling deep. We're going to be talking to them about their third issue of their ongoing, well, not their sixth issue miniseries, TechniGods. We're going to be talking to them in a few minutes, and we're also going to be talking to you about the stuff that we've got going on in the next few months. We're going to break that down for you. But if you haven't done so yet, please
Break
subscribe.
it down.
Subscribe to the channel.
Hit
Hit like, comment, do all those things. Make sure that you do hit that subscribe button, help us grow, and get us to 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, we've hit a little stall, man.
Full
Like we
love,
haven't
bro.
really been, you know what I mean? Like
I'm not
it's,
feeling the love.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I went away, and I don't know what happened, bro. Like,
What are you talking about? That you japped up when you left.
yo, talk about triggers. I just know how to push buttons.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
say things and say, wait, what you talking about, man?
Talking about that's spiked.
Oh, I'm just busting chops.
And then you came back. We lost a couple. I was like,
I'm just busting chops, bro. I know you were doing your thing. You were drawing on the channel. Duty has taken over, bro. When I look at the list of videos, it's all just Duty Mania. Duty Mania. Duty does what Duty does, bro. He just takes over. He took over in 2006, and he's taking over in 2022. That's just what he does.
Duty does what Duty does.
Duty be doing us dirty, bro.
That's
Nah,
it.
Duty has gathered quite a following. This is the third Kickstarter now that you have coming up. So why don't we hit that in the news button and tell them what they got going on right now?
What we got going
Duty.
on? Tops in the Bronx. Tops in the Bronx. Bangasaki. Yeah, so have you signed up for There's an Alien in My Toilet issue number 3 yet? Why haven't you? There's a lot of reasons why you should. This one's the biggest, the baddest, the most work I've ever put into a campaign is on this campaign alone. If you sign up today, there's something in it for you. There's something in it for you. You'll get this digital print of Duty's Monsters on Planet Cthulhu. All you have to do is sign up, DM me, say, Sam, I signed up. Send me an email, and I'll send you this digital print. Now, if you sign up today and then you back it physically, when we launch, you'll get that print, hard copy, high quality stock cardstock, high gloss, the whole bit, 7x10, fits right inside your sleeve, and you'll get that as a thank you for coming back. And he's like, what does issue 3, I Chihuahua, have to do with monsters? Well, there's this caveat to this. There's 2 stories in this campaign. There's issue number 3, I Chihuahua, and then there's a one-shot, Duty's Monsters on Planet Cthulhu. This is going to be crazy. Now, this is a 3-cover spread. You will have the option when it's unlocked as a stretch goal to either get the 1 cover, which is the king on the throne, or all 3 covers together to get 1 collected image. And so it's Duty after his stint on Earth. He goes on another adventure, and he comes across a planet where King Cthulhu's been hiding. So, or he thinks he's hiding. But we got to find out. And I think Duty's bitten off more than he can chew. Well, this is a story. I just finished page 15 today. Tomorrow I'll be working on page 16. All the work is done by me from start to finish. So when I say page 15 is done, that means it's colored, lettered, inked, everything. And this is going to be exciting. So there's a lot to offer on this campaign. So if you have kids, if you have neighbors with kids, if you have people who love comedy, you're a fan of Alf, Marvin the Martian, Invader Zim, Buzz Lightyear, you're going to love Duty. Give it a shot. This is the 3rd issue, and you can get all 3 issues. So the first 2 issues will also be available on the campaign. So I Chihuahua is this issue. And then because it's right around the corner from Halloween, there's also a variant cover. Here's Duty, an homage to The Shining with Jack Nicholson that'll be available on the campaign. So there's a lot to offer with this campaign. I'm excited about it. It's crazy.
Good stuff, bro. Good stuff. Listen, Candyman Part 2, baby. We got the sequel. Sammy's giving stuff away, everybody. So make sure you sign up to the campaign. Sunrise. Make sure you sign up because the Candyman is giving stuff away. Listen, you gave me a hard time about being the Candyman on my campaign, and now you're following suit.
Well, the video. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence?
Oh, there's tons of evidence.
You hit your head, and now you come back with accusations.
If you go back into archives, actually, that's a good thing for people to do. Go check out the I don't know, maybe the videos from May. Actually, as far back as January. Woo!
Who's got time for that?
You were calling me, hey, listen, the fans of the show will go back and watch the show. What are you trying to tell people not to watch our show?
They don't believe the drug
What are you doing? Hey, listen, Sam learns fast. He's giving stuff away, everyone. I told you we were all gonna end up winners because I knew
I gave things away. I gave the magnet away.
You gave nothing away.
Everybody who backed the campaign is getting a magnet.
Oh, magnet. Now you're getting free prints. But see, the thing with Sam is he doesn't want to give credit to people. You know what I'm saying? Like all he's got to say is, "Yo, George, I'm giving you that credit, baby."
Credit creates enablers, right?
Wow,
it creates bad habits, right? So you got to earn your keep. You can't just give credit out.
Bad guy, Sam. You're a bad guy. You're a bad guy. You're a bad guy, bro. You're a bad guy. Anyway, no. But seriously, all jokes aside, guys, make sure you sign up. Make sure you sign up to the campaign.
Yes.
But here's the thing, though. You have to let Sam know that you signed up because without without him knowing who signs up, he can't send you the PDF, and then you can't get the printed print. So make sure that you definitely just let them know.
People did let me know that they signed up. That will get their digital prints tonight after the show. But yes. Yeah. But I'm excited. So, and I launched the landing page yesterday. And every day I'm going online. I mean, once a week I'll update the fuel count. But when I posted this morning, the fuel level was at 11% or 12%. Now we're at 16%. So 16 people signed up. So I want to thank you all 16 of you out there who signed up for the launch of this campaign. We're trying to get to 100% to fill up Duty's fuel. So Duty needs.
We're trying to fill up Duty's fuel.
We're trying to give Duty enough fuel to to get to where's that dang thing? Here it is. Duty's gas station. God. Right?
Jesus.
So Duty's at the gas station. He's sitting on a rock somewhere, and he needs you to help fill up his tank. Right. So if he fills up that tank. There he is. It's at 12%. So if he fills that tank up, we can launch successfully. So
he's actually at 16%. But
he's at 16% now. That's what I'm saying. When I did that this morning, it was at 12%. So some positive movement.
There you go. There you go. All right. I'm gonna go on the negative side real quick.
Oh, jeez. Let me mute his mic.
So real quick, so wait, did you get all the duty out of your system? I'm asking a question.
There's a little duty in all of us. Go ahead.
No, I just want to know so I can.
I'm done. Let's go.
The duty jokes. Listen, we're gonna have a good time. We have a bunch of funny guys in the background and gals. So, but no, bad news. All right.
Uh-oh.
There was a snag. The postal service did it.
Nice.
Yo, check this out. You see that little you see that right there? You see that right there? Somebody actually wrote on here. It says not media mail. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, I got back. I get back home, and I had sent a bunch of packages out. I get back home, and there's a bunch of these guys sitting in my mailroom, just hanging out. I'm like, yo, what the hell is this? So I look, and there are notes like not media mail, return to sender. And so basically they determined, I guess they must have gone to getyourmeds.com. Big shout out, thank you very much. That spread the duty that this isn't media mail because it's a comic book. And so they returned a bunch of packages, which now I have to print out new labels for, which I have started to get back out to everyone out there. So if you haven't gotten your package yet,
campaign.
What's that?
Good thing you made a lot of cheddar on that campaign.
Yeah, right, exactly. So because of it, some of you might not have gotten your packages. Some of you did, and some of you actually got them in this. But for some reason, at the post office where I dropped it off, there must have been a hero working at the post office and said, you know what? Not on my watch. This isn't going through as media mail.
You probably stole his girlfriend in high school and he remembered your face.
So I think I know the kid.
There he goes.
I think I know the kid. So these things are going back. I will be resending them to you. So please don't, if you're wondering where the hell's my stuff, I have it. It's here. Hey Melody, how you doing? Madara, nice. Thank you. Welcome. Biff Bam Boom Comics in the house. Spooky 2TI. Spooky. I can never say your name right. Spooky T2I. TechniGod cast. Oh, everybody's in here. Mike's in there already. You know, Alexander Lindstrom. The team is getting ready to come on.
The squad.
But so that's the update on that. You guys will be getting your stuff coming up soon. I'm sending everything back out. It's what you think. Actually,
do you think it had to do with the fact that you had it in bags instead of a box?
I think it's the fact that I had it in these bags that said getyourmeds.com.
Yes, so, they think you're trying to sell some stuff.
Yes, and so once they saw that, once they saw that, no, you're not dealing that stuff in my house.
It was an advertisement.
So public service announcement to all you indies out there: do not send anything media mail with your logo or your .com on the box. Because you know what?
It was bound to
you have your phone. He probably went on getyourmeds.com right on his phone. Said, "Oh, comics. Nope, not media mail. Get it out of here."
It was bound to happen. Yeah. From the night of the launch.
Oh, dude, it's been like that the whole time. But you know what? I will say a lot of people have gotten it, and the response has been amazing. You guys, thank you so much for the photos, the kind words, everything, the messages. I'm happy that you guys received your stuff, and those that did, and that you liked it. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Issue number 6 is complete, and then now the artists are working on number 7. Number 8 should be done, and by next year I should have the second graphic novel done for everyone who wants it. So that is the update on the Adventures of Wonder Dog. That is the update on There's an Alien in My Toilet. Make sure you sign up to the campaign. Don't not forget to sign up.
Word.
And what else we got going on, Sam? Anything else you got?
Yes, don't forget that. And if you're going to be in the Dallas area on the 20th and the 21st, I'll be at the Arlington Comic Fest. And then on the 27th, I'll be at the Denton Comic Art Exposition. Then after that, in October, I'll be at the Dallas Fan Festival, which is a 3-day event, and then Cowtown Comic Con. So if you're going to be in the Dallas area, come and join me. I'll be in Artist Alley. So looking forward to that.
Adam Kita Sr., what's going on?
What's going on? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, awesome, brother. I almost forgot, man. I was at Terrificon this weekend.
Terrific.
and it was terrific, bro. It lived up to its name. It lived up to its name. It was terrific. It was such a good show, bro. Like, so I was talking. We spoke briefly. There you go. We spoke briefly about it, and I'm sure that how do I say this? How do I say this? As an indie creator, right? You want the least amount of distractions, I guess, when you're trying to sell whatever you're selling, and having a convention at a casino might be an extremely big, distraction because people can just leave and go gamble, come back whenever. So and even though that's the case, the foot traffic was there. Now, we talked about this off the air. When you go into a convention, and you'll see the show that's coming up next week, I think we talk about banners and then table setups and stuff like that. But when you go into these conventions, you're going into a job. Like from 10 to 7 p.m., your job is to stand by that table or sit by that table or whatever you're doing. And
you're punching in that Chronos clock.
You're click, ready to work.
That's
so, you got to leave all the excuses at the window. So saying that there's a casino, people walk out, I can't sell, what am I going to do? It doesn't matter. You have to sell.
Oh, he said enough with your excuses, all right?
Yeah, so no, because those were my excuses, right? Like, remember, I remember I was telling you, I was like, oh, there's a casino, it's kind of hard, people walk out. It's an excuse. Sometimes it could be a reason, but you know what? For the purposes of what I'm talking to you about right now, excuse. And you have to kind of do what you got to do.
I just sparked an idea.
What you got?
So, if you're going to do TerrificCon next year, Indies, and this is me putting it out there because it's not likely that I'll be doing that next year because I'm trying to get to MegaCon. I'm going to go to the states that buck the system. But if you're going to go and do it.
You're going to 2 states, Texas and Florida?
Take the hot states, baby. But if you're going to do it, get 4 $25 poker chips or whatever it is. And then say, and do a raffle every 3 hours at your table and say for every purchase you get a ticket and it'll come back at this time. We're going to raffle off a poker chip. Boom. There you go. That's my 2 cents. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, you crazy.
That's it. Give me applause. But no, that's what I would do. I was like, yo, if I'm going to be at a casino, let's capitalize on that. People want to go and gamble. They're going to have a twofer, right? Let's go to the con, get our geek on, get the things that we want to get. Then let's go to the casino, have some fun, to go to the bar, get some drinks. There's a way to try to drive some traffic.
Yeah, no. And I got to tell you, man, the show itself, though, like overall, incredible. Really, really good experience. Good panels. Like I said, foot traffic was great. The vendors were great. The space was perfect. Like, you never felt like you were on top of somebody. Like, it was really, really a well put together show. I got to meet some of the guys that we've talked to, but we've never met. Big shout out to Keith Gleason with Mighty Mascots, and big shout out to Johnny C. Surrounded by Death is the name of his book. It's funny enough. So we have the guys from TechniGods here tonight, and they have a coffee, and they also have coffee. The Surrounded by Death. He gave me this cool shirt. Look at that.
That is a nice shirt.
That's very nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
So it was good, man. It was a good experience. I'm thinking about doing it next year. It's in Connecticut. It's 3 hours away. So maybe you'll catch me at TerrificCon next year.
Catch me outside.
But catch me outside, baby. But listen, we're running out of time. Let's get these guys in here.
Let's get these guys in here.
We want to get some raffles going. Hey, remember, before they even come on, if you haven't done so yet, go to TechniGods.com and purchase the comic, because then your name goes right into this bad boy right here. We're going to be spinning it tonight. There's already some names up there. So we're going to be spinning it, and we're going to be giving stuff away courtesy of the guys behind the book. So why don't we get them in here, Sandy?
So let's just remind everybody why you should subscribe to Catch the Craze, and when we come back, we're going to bring in our guests.
It's Monty Moore. I'm a 30-year comics veteran in comics, games, and movies, and you've been watching one of my absolute favorite podcasts, Catch the Craze.
You're watching Catch the Craze.
What am I listening to?
And you're listening to Catch the Craze.
Where are all the indies at?
A Catch the Craze podcast.
What are you watching?
I'm watching Catch the Craze.
what are you going to do?
Subscribe now to Catch the Craze, the #1 show online for independent.
Have you subscribed to?
If you are an independent, catch the craze. Making moves on your own, catch the craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the craze. Join the movement, catch the craze.
There they are. Look who's back. Oh, man. Welcome everyone to the show, guys. You're muted over there on the right.
Yeah, I gotta unmute you now. There you go.
You were muting them? Damn.
I muted them because I can hear their background over the music.
Oh,
no,
man.
you sound all right. There's no feedback or anything.
You're good.
You're good now.
Perfect. You're perfect. Listen, speaking of perfect, and I don't mean to toot your horns too much, but this book right here, guys.
Yes.
This book right here. All right.
Enjoyed it. It's scary. It was spooky. Spooky.
It's
yeah. It was.
It is good stuff, man. Good stuff. Big shout out to you guys. So listen, you guys have been on the show before, but maybe some people didn't catch it. So why don't we introduce ourselves to the audience? We'll start with Ali here on my left. So why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself and what's your involvement in the TechniGods book. I'm just gonna keep putting this up.
So I'm the main writer. I start off the scripts they help me out with the bullet points, and then I flush them out as much as possible. And then me and Mike work together in narrowing it down even more so for Rob to start arting.
Awesome. So what do you guys on the right? What do you guys do? What's your involvement?
I'm also a co-writer. Like I flesh it out with Ali. We put it together. And then
pencils, inks, watercolors, and then once in a while when there's like an impasse, I'm like, here's an idea, and then the circle goes back around until it's like, how can everything fall into place?
That's awesome, man. Listen, creating comics and doing this is a collaborative, process. We do it all the time. Talk to us a little bit about do you guys? I almost feel like you guys have a writing room. Like it's almost like you guys get together, sit down, and tell us a little bit about the process. Like obviously, I don't know how you guys go to each other's houses. Like, is it through Zoom like this? Is it through?
For like,
how do you guys do it?
We mainly come to my house for like 8 or 9 years. We've been writing.
So many years.
We have we have a writing Bible for this book.
Damn.
We first started writing a video game version of this,
and
then it turned into a comic book. So we have like hundreds of pages of backstory of every character. All these different aspects of each character's motives in the book and everything. It's like thousands of years of backstories for this book. But yeah, we've been coming to my house for like 9 or 10 years, and now we're putting everything together basically.
Yeah, no, it's coming out great. You guys are doing a great job, and it's like Sam said, it's spooky, like it's creepy, but it's like you're following this group of people, through this like desolate, crazy world. And at every turn, there's danger. And I think you guys have done a really good job at putting us inside their world. And like anything can happen at any moment. Are there any favorite characters you guys have? I think I might have asked you this last time, but like who are some of your favorite characters?
But now you got to book 3, which has my favorite character, which is the newest one, Sebastian. And I came up with Sebastian. I specifically wanted a character that was easier for readers to relate to because he knows as much as the reader knows. So he's kind of like the plot armor, I guess you could say. Like he helps with the what is a TechniGod kind of definitions, or well, what are you doing, or who are you kind of questions that the rest of the team is supposed to know each other for the most part, so they wouldn't really ask those questions together. And Sebastian, he's young and he's scared, and he doesn't really know anything that's going on. So he's my favorite.
But Sebastian has seen some stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, he's been.
He sure did.
He's seen some crazy.
I have
stuff.
to admit, reading it, I said if I was in that situation with these people and this stuff just doesn't stop, I would have a hollow point with my name on it.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. They just keep coming.
Sam's tapping out. He's tapping out.
I was gonna have that special bullet in my, like Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon. I was like, it's there with my name.
What about you guys? Mike, who's your favorite character, bro?
I mean, I said it before. It's definitely Wedge. Wedge is still my favorite character.
Yes,
He's
Wedge is cool.
spur of the moment kind of the levity of the moment. You know what I mean? Like anything bad going on, he's gonna crack a joke somewhere to calm people down. You know?
Yeah. What about you, Rob? Who do you got?
I say, like, we had the debate at first when I mentioned Cliff, and then we were at that point. Remember, Cliff, like the central character, wasn't likable, and I mean both. So it was like, I don't like this character, and I was like, all right, just wait. But then I also there's another character that I couldn't say, and at the end of this book, he's finally been named Elijah, and that's who I've been waiting. Where this is the person that's always on the periphery.
Yeah,
that's why I'm like, I can't say who my favorite is.
That's awesome, dude. Listen, and like all the characters, I mean, I think you guys have done, and that's one of the things you guys have done a really good job at developing these characters, and so they are memorable characters. They are characters that you can totally see on the screen, dude. And I was talking to, we have a common friend, Mike Anibal. I was talking to Anibal Arroyo today, and I was telling him I could totally see this, even more so now. And I think I said this before, but even more so now on like a Prime series, you know, like Amazon Prime or something like that, because of the way it moves. Like, and I guess I'm wondering, like, and I don't know if I asked you guys this the last time, but do any of you guys have any kind of experience like writing for television? Like, because this really like lends itself to TV.
No.
No.
I think the strongest part of the writing is the fact that we will have like arguments, like not like about not just the characters, but like the overall situation and the characters, because we will have, you know, debates about like, does this character actually say this or think this? And, you know, not to be like, oh, look at Hollywood not knowing what to do or what have you, but how often have we as fans watched like a TV show or a movie series that we really love, and we're like there must be a new writer because this character that I grew up with or I've seen is now acting completely differently than season 1 or 2, and it's not like a growth of the character, it's like a split personality, and it's like we fight each other over like, no, let's make sure there's a consistency and we'll call each other out on it.
Yeah. No, like one of the ones from the book 3 example was with Sebastian, and he's seeing the things through the fence, and originally it was written of Mike, what was it? He couldn't stand the way that they looked, or
it was basically it
was almost written as if they were putting them out of their mercy. And I was like, no, it needs to be written like he's too scared to even move.
Yeah, too scared to
and like from them debating about that, that's why I came up with the idea of kind of vacillating back and forth artistically from literally first person view of seeing Sebastian's hand reaching for the gun. And then when he's talking about how I'm a coward, it pulls away and he's kind of frozen while the other soldiers are actually engaging, even though it's a lost cause. And like, I wouldn't have drawn that if they hadn't debated about like, what is his mind going through at this moment?
Yeah, no. So here's a question for you. Like, Bob or Spooky, what do you want me to call you? Spook? I'll call you. What do you want me to call you?
Spook is fine. Spooky is fine.
Well, quick. So here's my question. Like, how often do you go rogue on pages? Like, you guys may have had a whole conversation, then you're sitting there at the desk and you just go rogue, and you're like, I think this is gonna work.
I'd say that there's usually about like 2 or 3 pages of a book where it's either vague enough for me to either have that complete openness, or it's like it's not clarified, and I'm like, all right, I gotta make a judgment call, because sometimes there's like literally a panel described in a paragraph, and then sometimes there's a page and it's 3 sentences, and it's like, all right. And when I see those moments where it's like, all right, maybe if I just get the artwork out, it'll avoid with you're halfway through and the writers go, why don't we do this time? If I can show them like physically, like, isn't this a good idea if it looks like that? And then like, yeah. And then there are other times where I'll have a page and they're like,
no.
I'm like,
yeah, I think we give them a lot of latitude. And sometimes we have to pull them down and be like, well, we think it's this way, you know? Like, I think it's...
But like sometimes also too with his art, like the Paluda,
monster,
the creature,
the monster at the end, at the book 3, he was only going to do like 2-3 pages, but it looked so good the way he did it. We were like, more, give us more.
Yeah.
And we made him do like 3 more.
We need like 6 pages of this, dude.
There were times where we were like ready to send them to get colored.
Yeah.
And then Mike's like, hey, can you stop by? And I'll stop by, and he's like, can you draw the Palooza behind these characters? And then at first I'm like, I did that page already, and then I draw the Palooza, and then the magic of Photoshop just dropped that basically behind he and I. And then I looked at it and go, they were right.
But I think there's another sequence where like there's a panel where he's really small, and we're like, well, he needs to get a little bit bigger because he's a big monster.
Zoom in.
So we made him big. Yeah, it's a lot of.
So we kind of all keep each other with checks and balances.
Yeah,
right. No yes men.
No.
Yeah, no, good. And Ali, so you had mentioned Sebastian is your favorite character. I love the way you guys introduce Sebastian. This is what I talk about when you guys are kind of like bringing us into the story, because so this is the page here. So those three panels at the bottom, the sequence, it's awesome. Like you see in panel 1, your eye goes to those three just slashes. Then this guy's smoking a cigarette, just chilling. He's looking, and he's like, "Yo, what's going on back there?" And then I'm not gonna turn the page because you guys got to pick up the book. But boom, it's the reveal. So you guys have done a really good job at the page turner, which is something that for anybody who writes comics understands that page turner is very, very important, and you guys have that throughout the book. So big shout out to you guys. And the chat is going live, man. Melody Hill, hey Mike from Melody and Amy in South Carolina. They love number 3. Morgan Quay, give it up for the writers. Aniba, we saw his stuff. Kevin Smith did a great job avoiding that issue with the new He-Man. Let's see, Going Rogue. Yeah, that's Aniba style for sure. Spooky artiste extraordinaire. And I hate when someone else is right. So yeah, so you guys, hey, it's live in there. Listen, and for those watching and for those who have maybe purchased the book, the guys are here, and Allie, to give stuff away. All right, so what we do here. I got the little spinner going, ready to rock.
I had to break it this time.
What happened?
I had to break it this time.
The classic spinner.
Yeah, no, spinning. We're not gonna do it just yet. I'm just giving
George. We're just missing Krista now. That's all.
I'm forewarned. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
No.
The call went out. The call went out. Don't worry.
Okay.
But yeah, so we will be giving stuff away. We're going to be talking about some of the stuff that you guys are going to be giving away first, and I'm assuming some of this stuff we're going to be talking about that as well. But before we get into the spinner and all that stuff, what is so I'm going to spin it. But what will this person get? Say, for example,
they're going to get a 6-pack of K-cups and 2 of our convention pins.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have.
So the K-cups are from within the book. And if you guys picked up the 3rd book, you guys will read that they go into a moon sense, which is essentially a Starbucks in our universe.
Yes.
So we figured it'd be kind of cool to have that kind of coffee in real life to drink it.
Yeah.
That conversation too, where we've created a parody of lots of different things like TV shows, companies, just so it's like you immediately recognize it. We all like Spaceballs. We all know what that is, but. So we made
merchandise.
Right. We made this Starbucks parody, and then just once in a while we return to it, like, oh, we should definitely put it in there. And then it was, all right, let's make an official logo for it. And then it was like, do you want to make a sticker for it? Yeah, it'd be funny. And then it's like, I was like, do you want to actually sell K-cups? And I was like, and then we recently did the New Jersey comic,
the Comic Fest,
New Jersey
the Garden State,
the Garden State Comic Fest, and the novelty.
People were coming up asking us questions about it. Every time I seen like a mother with children, I'd be like, "Hey, you need a K-cup? You need to wake up? You look all tired and everything." It was pretty funny.
And just the idea of like, oh, I bought a K-cup from a comic book indie company at a comic book convention. It's just like, all right,
that's awesome.
It's such a like. When else have you done that? And I was like,
yeah.
Well, listen, we're going to talk about that appearance as well, because I want to know what your first time at a convention was like. But let me spin the wheel. I'm gonna spin it right now.
In that wheel.
Let's give some stuff away. All right. Hopefully, it doesn't fall apart on me like it does usually on the screen. Yeah. You got to spin it 2 more times after this. So here we go. Sam, stop laughing. Here we go. Ready? And. Ooh, that was weak.
Nice.
Adam Kita. Adam Kita is gonna get the first.
Adam Kita is in the chat too.
See, there it is. And he actually just said something there at Men in Arena.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. So there we go. So you're getting a 6-pack of these bad boys right here, and some pins, which are very cool, man. These things are hard too, man. These are like
Yeah, they're enamel
official.
pins.
Like yeah, these are official pins, right? That's cool. That's the logo for the book right there, right, guys? Booyah.
That was all merch ideas from these two.
Good stuff.
I have a question for you guys.
Good, because I gotta write my name.
What's the secret sauce? What makes it work between all of you?
I guess the filtering process. I'm gonna say it.
Feeding them every night.
Whenever I stop by, he's like, "I'm gonna cook some pasta or something." I'm like, "All right, sold."
It doesn't take much to get them over the house, you know. Some alcohol and some food. We're good.
Some video games. Then he's like, "You guys want to draw some stuff?" It's like, "All right."
I'm gonna play Legend of Zelda for hours and on.
Oh my god, that was the first time I played a Zelda game. Was during those meetings ever.
That's fantastic. Because I think the biggest thing is, when you hear it all the time, right? You hear groups, getting together and then dropping off and they're not the same, but you guys seem to have a general chemistry that spills through. Any advice you can give to creatives out there? And Krista is in the house.
With the hearts. Look at they got a fan, bro.
The emoji game is so strong in the chat right now. There's all kinds of, well, we've had some people in the group that kind of phased in and phased out at different periods, and some were like, all right, they contributed something and left. There were other people that we worked with, and then just things didn't, the creative differences, or people got busy, things, and the three of us, are the kind of the core members now, and we've really kind of fell into a good relationship with our guy Alexander, who is
shout out to our colorists.
Yes,
amazing work.
We had a number of colorists that we worked practiced with, worked with. They had other commitments, what have you, and then Alex's use of colors complements my pencils and inks.
It's literally breathtaking when he comes back with the color after seeing it because the three of us see it for a while before it ever gets color. So then when it comes back, it's like being
and like a week. Yeah. I'll send it to him, and within 5 days I got it color.
12 pages are coming in.
And it's like, oh my god, I can't believe he even did that. Especially book 2 when it had the tentacles coming across the page.
Oh yeah, that was all Alex.
That was all Alex, and it was amazing.
And that was him thrown out there. So it's like there's that kind of symbiotic relation between us right now, where a lot of times Alex and I won't even discuss. I'll kind of even have an idea, wow, something like this happens with the color. I'll make a 2 or 3 word note in the email, could you do? And it comes back and it's like, well, that's exactly what I wanted. And he's just great guy. And we have right now, we're kind of, as the whole thing grows, the people we work with, a lot of them are friends of friends or longtime friends, and it's working. It's working just for the fact that there's not just a mutual respect, but there's also kind of just an idea of we're having fun doing something.
And I would say also, I mean, I'm not trying to be putting out an ad here, but the mental health of all of us has been really important. And we've been honest if there's something else going on in our lives that are making our work slower, and that open communication without fear of judgment or whatever the case may be, just knowing that we're together and anything other than the comic book is also really helpful. So if something's going on, someone passed away or something like that, we could be hey, listen, I'm not going to be able to be around these couple week or so. I'll let you know when I'll get back because X, Y, and Z happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's been really helpful because that way we can cool off, we can reorganize ourselves, we can I've had to tell them that I've had a writer's block before. Sorry, I can't do anything. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying the best I can to get it back, but right now I can't give you anything.
And children, every one of us has moved during and the process of, hey, we have a deadline we want to hit, and then it's oh, and also one of us is moving and their families to a new home, and that's
Sam, except for me. I'm fine. I have to wait for them too.
This guy,
everything is just chilling with me.
I've helped move this guy into 17
COVID for 3 weeks.
Damn. With the health thing too, writer's block, people's moving. And like recently, I had a basically put it off, basically like a back injury until finally I couldn't stand up one day. And turns out that a lower back issue I ignored helped exacerbate a 2 disc in my lower back bulging to the left, hitting my sciatic nerve.
Jeez.
And the idea of like, oh, okay, right after, the COVID lockdown, this back injury happened, and just kind of became this thing. If you tell most people, back injury, it's like, oh, that won't prevent you from working. And it's like, I could sit for maybe 20, 25 minutes and then lock up. And it's like, even though it's not affecting my hands, try drawing or writing or editing when you can't sit for 20 minutes without pain. It's like, now like physical therapy, I'm getting a surgery, and it's like,
and that's why we're on here to say he's fired.
Yes.
Like, we're fired.
We can't have these back injuries.
Somebody hasn't damaged his back skating and hockey and wrestling for hardcore shows for 20 years.
This team is awesome, and they work together. Not leaving they ask for that comment.
And you are scorned. I don't know what's going on.
See, this is why.
There goes the knife.
This is why my back is hurting right now. She just stabbed me right in my back.
We're kindred spirits right now.
That's fantastic.
But guys, so tell me a little bit, or tell us a little bit about your first experience at a Comic-Con, because you guys.
This was your first?
You said, yeah, this was their first
team. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes, I'd love to hear this.
When the books came out, COVID.
Right? Oh man, yeah.
Our books came out, and it was like, well, friends and family, what's up? Because COVID was like, you ain't doing nothing for 2.5 years, and now conventions are back.
You are, yeah. So the conventions are back. The first one you did was the Garden Comic Fest. I think it was in Jersey. Obviously, it was August 9th? No, July. That was back in July. July 9th, something like that.
Yeah. Early July. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that experience. Like, did you guys?
Allie didn't show up. She was in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, hand surgery.
She couldn't make it. But we I think we did Saturday and Sunday there. Saturday was a little slow to start because it's our first con. But I think Sunday we really hit the floor running. We got a lot of traction that day, and like we got all these people showing up, and the K cups were flowing.
We actually, we had a couple novelties. We had the K cups, which were fun, but we had on the logistic level, we had a printing error from our company. They had not sent Mike a proof and just sent 500 books with a misprint.
Oh yeah.
So that became like we have to get this handled now. The corrected books didn't arrive
until Saturday.
So we were already at the con. So we used that as a talking point, saying we got book 1 and 2. We showed them the misprint book, like, look how they did us dirty. But if you're here tomorrow, come back and get book 3, like hot and fresh off the presses. And the moment it opened up, guy walked over and was like, you got book 3? It was like 1 minute after doors opened. Guy came up to was like,
not to speak ill about the printer. They did make do.
They did right.
They did right. But we did get our stuff.
When those books first came in, and we were like, there's a convention in 10 days. Like we were like, but that was a good thing. We're like, hey, come back for book 3. And
it's a lot of fun talking to a lot of different types of people there. Like, you don't know who's going to come up to your booth,
But that misprinted book can also become a sale, like almost like a sale because
I got about 40 friends who were like, I want a signed misprint.
Exactly. Yeah. So
my wife doesn't like them in my house though.
500 books, dude. That's amazing. But that's so cool, man. And that's the reward. Like that. Whenever we did shows, that first sale of the day was always like it gets you going. Like, all right, come on, because you want more of that. It just becomes like a drug. Like, okay, I want more of this. I want more people to come up and pick up the book.
I'll tell you what, though, it was for me. It wasn't that first sale. It was like more like there was this one kid on Saturday that I was like going after to get to buy our books here.
Yeah,
and he was just like, nope. Him and his family they were like, absolutely, but they kept on buzzing by.
Waving,
saying I kept on pulling him like, no, you need to buy this book.
That was his white whale.
And it was my white whale. Sunday, I landed that kid.
He got the headlock. He's like, get over it.
Like Sunday, last 45 minutes, Ahab over here was like, boom, and a K cup. Like,
Wait, so how did you do it, Mike? What happened?
I kept on bothering.
You were
Every
like,
time I see him, you coming over here today, right? You're gonna buy a book, and he's like, no, I got to talk to my parents about the money or whatever. And every time he came by, I kept on saying the same thing, like you need to get your parents some money, buy a book.
And at the end of the day, he was like,
so he's like, all right, he goes, all right, give me a minute. He runs down to go get his money, comes back. So I threw him a K-cup for his mom.
Yep.
That's props to the mom.
Give this to your mom.
Yeah.
oh, that's great, bro.
But you know what's funny? George and I had this conversation on one of the shows recently about, you have to be a salesman when you're there. You have to really, no one's going to come to you. You have to convince them why they need to take a chance on you when there's so many other options. So kudos to you for having the tenacity to continue on and harass the folks there. He's traumatized for life, but hopefully he becomes a fan.
Traumatized fan. That's a
yeah. Always be closing. That's it.
Yeah, we were carnival barking.
Oh,
we had a fun time.
All of the other indies around us were having a blast. There was a couple pros that were stink-eyeing me because I was like, step right up here, buy one, get one, regular price. I got bills to pay. And like the people were coming over laughing, and I was looking over, and a couple like pros after like 6 hours of signing were like, shut up. Like they were
they hated you.
all jaded while I'm having a good time. Like,
well, that's what it is. They were jaded. Like these are the people who have been doing it for a very long time, and they're like, oh. Here we go.
Signing the same book.
Yeah.
But Billy Joel playing Piano Man after 30 years is like done.
But this is the energy you need to bring to conventions. You know what I mean? And don't lose it. Don't ever lose that, because that's the stuff that's going to close that sale. Because people want some of that stuff sometimes. I mean, and you guys have a great book now. So you had all 3 issues available at the show, right? You landed your white whale, Mike. And so what's next as far as conventions? Did you guys sign up for anything else?
We're going to Baltimore in the end of the October.
Halloween weekend. I'm expecting big things from the cosplayers. So they better shape 28th, 29th, and 30th, 3-day. And we're happy with that too, because I got friends in DC and Maryland and Delaware. But speaking to people who've been there, there's a lot of people who go to that Baltimore Comic-Con who are from the Carolinas, the Virginias, and Georgia, Tennessee. So, we drive 4 hours, but we're spreading our book out 10, 12 hours away.
Oh, absolutely.
So one trip we're looking forward to.
Yeah, Ali, are you going to make that one? You're going?
Yes, that one I'm going to. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to cosplay at, though.
Oh,
if I should cosplay while I'm sitting at a booth. I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
Yes, you have to.
There's a new game that just came out, and I want to cosplay that. So
I'm going to go full Carnival Barker, like top hat, like step right up there. So that's I have no voice by the end of the week.
Cosplay Cliff. Cliff, wear a hat, little trench coat.
So be like, who are you? Be like, the star of my comic book. Get
exactly. Check out the book. Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Then we got one more, which is
the Super Jersey Expo.
Okay.
That's the following week right after Baltimore.
Yeah. One day.
It's like a one-day event on Saturday, I think November 5th, I want to say.
Down in the Bell Works in I think Homedale.
Yeah,
our guy Paul, awesome, came up, was talking with us. It's going to be his second one. Like he started that, and we attended last year as fans and crushed it. And now he's going back. Looking forward to it.
All right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff. What do we got here?
Got a fan.
Yeah, got a fan. All right.
Be my brother. Oh, is in here? Yeah, he's in here.
That's funny. So you guys launched the website, which is where. How's the website doing? How are your sales? I mean, obviously the sales here. We have the spinner here because of the sales of the website. So they're moving. It's happening.
Yeah, we're moving products. Yeah, everything's going. I think what we're gonna do probably later next week, we're gonna launch the K cups like officially.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
On the website,
people can pick up them and some pins if they want.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're also I have a comic book store here in PA. We're going to be on their shelf soon, and then I'm also going to be on a Twitch stream tomorrow.
Okay.
Called General Cal. We're going to be playing video games, but I'm going to talk about the comic book while I'm doing it. So
wait. So Ali, so you drive from PA to wherever Mike is?
Just every once in a while. Sometimes they've been here to my house in PA too.
Okay. No, that's dedication, man. You guys are about this life, and I love it. I love the fact that you guys are not stopping. You guys are doing what you have to do, and you know the book is getting done. It's a 6-issue, so it's a 6-issue miniseries, and that was my next thing. So this is issue 3 of 6, right?
Yep.
If we're in the middle of 4 right now.
Okay. Yep. So you got 4 going. So is it getting like? I guess my question is, it's kind of hard to put numbers on some of these things because the ideas are so big, right? So 6 issues. You guys feel like 6 issues is good to tell this part of the story, or is there going to be something beyond that? And I think I might have
There's
asked
going to be
before.
more. And then there is a 6th issue. So 5 is done writing, and then me and Mike are working on 6 right now.
Awesome.
And I think last time we talked about how, since it started off as a video game, and then of course we kind of spoke to people, we branched like, okay, you have to kind of create something outside of that. So we're like, oh, let's tell a different story. And then we fought basically like, where do we start from as like, is it a prequel? Like once we got here though, we kind of realized, once we figured out like, all right, who our characters were that we're going to focus on and where they were, we kind of know that in this 6-book run where it ends, they're going to be introduced to a major character for the future, but the next thing is a larger single shot, maybe like a 72-page, that is that character telling them about what it was actually like to fight a TechniGod. Because one of the big pitches was our heroes, maybe I don't want to say they're not very good at it, but they're inexperienced at actually doing the job that they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And now they're going to meet some, heroic, legendary.
I think you'll like them a lot.
Oh, and then
I know you hate Cliff, and I think you'll like who they meet much.
Yeah, this character base says like, let me tell you what it was like, and you're going to see that tale. That then catches you up on both the past and leads you to the future.
That's awesome.
So for anybody who's watching this who doesn't know what a TechniGod is, can you describe what that is?
Elucidate.
Yeah, I mean, a TechniGod is basically a person infused with technology, like a regular human being. You find out later, like it's not a big secret that what it's going to be. Like it's obviously going to be the main antagonist of this comic book. So it's like I said, it's basically a human being infused with like a very advanced technology.
But then the kind of, how we've been hinting at like the secret society and the secret history, you come to find out that what you think the timeline would be of when it would make sense for something advanced to be existing, we kind of turned it on its head in the future of, why do we have a character that's older and looking younger? Why are the people talking about this power that shouldn't exist in the past? We're going to delve into why that is.
Oh yeah, we already have all the answers, so you don't have to worry about us making it up on the fly or like a Game of Thrones ending. Like it's fine. It's fine.
That's part of that Bible.
Yeah, we have like a 181 page basic binder of notes, printed words, and imagery and sketches that we built for like 3 years. We know the backstory of a character. So sometimes we'll go, no, hold on. He did that. It's like, oh yeah.
Well, that helps you guys. That helps you guys out when you're having these discussions, because you know who these characters are. We don't need to know all that stuff. You know what I mean? That's not for us, the reader. That's for you guys, the writers, to kind of be able to, infuse it with all that other.
We kind of have like that meme with the whiteboard in the background with the crazy guy. Like,
oh yeah, always
sunny.
It's like, no, they know this dude.
Right, exactly. All right. So before we continue, guys, I'm going to spin the wheel one more time because we do have more names. All right. So I went ahead and I added some more names to the wheel.
You were working hard tonight, George. Thank you.
I am.
So before you spin that wheel, if you're enjoying this episode, give us a thumbs up. Let us know what you think. And if you have any questions for the team behind TechniGods, please feel free to ask. All right, go ahead.
All right, ready? Okay, hopefully it doesn't fall apart. Here we go. All right, who's that?
Kenny? I guess
Kenny Milroy.
Whoa, Kenny Milroy. Yes.
Kenny Milroy will get some stuff. All right, cool. So that's two. One more to go.
All right.
I'm going to go off screen here. Talk amongst yourselves. Do what you got to do.
George out there furiously erasing and sharpieing this thing.
He's got a potty break.
It was when we kind of got the little precursor picture and of like the names on the first wheel. Allie sent a text, was like, "Well, that's not everybody." It's like, this guy doesn't have like a wheel the size of
like a giant
his bedroom
wheel in the background.
He's like this big.
Yeah, George loves that wheel. I use the electronic version online.
Yeah.
But yeah, George loves that wheel. Some toys you just can't part with. So what can people expect if they've read 1 and 2? What can they expect from 3?
3's a lot more story driven, for sure. It's definitely going to be a lot more thick as opposed to the story goes. Like 1 was all action, 2 was action and story, but 3 is definitely going to be way more story. But then you get rewarded with this kick-ass fight scene at the end. I feel like it's the best way to explain 3. Because we have the Sebastian, and yes, there's action going on during Sebastian's backstory, but the main point of that is to tell you what is happening while they're in London, while the crew is in London, and Sebastian's in France. So, and again, it is also character development, which is a lot harder writing it out slower. Like, I know exactly how the characters, we know exactly how the characters are supposed to develop along the way, but it's making those little transitions. And like, if it's too much, if it's too little, people are going to notice this transition between 2 characters and how they were talking to each other and now how they are talking to each other. So there's a lot of development also happening between, A and C and 3 and D, whatever the case may be, but I don't want to give it away too much. So there's a lot more of that kind of in this book, where we want people to get more and more attached to these characters.
And that was what I took away from it. I felt like you've given you shine the light on more of the cast and more of the characters and to tie the story together. Where I know like the first couple like I was zoned in on one character, where here you're really seeing the world, and all the moving parts that I felt was happening in this story. What are you most excited about with this issue, besides the characters?
I really like the imagery that is presented from Rob, like definitely the flashbacks, like not just the flashback, but like the dream sequences. Like I really wanted to get it across that when Lillian speaks, those ribbons like come out of her mouth and they flow through the pages. So it kind of like makes the reader want to know what this part of the story. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I really want people to want to know what that's all about. And
I imagine that voice being like a sing-song haunting voice because it's in the ribbons.
Yeah. No, definitely.
And I want people to like really focus on that and like long for the next few books of what that's going to be, that's going to be presented.
And
to
that
them.
distinction that we kind of visually made a distinction of these the dream sequences, the flashbacks, and the current world. Now we have basically 3 different visual styles to kind of tell the viewer what's happening.
Yeah. And we haven't really spoken too much about the artwork, and Spooky, you're doing an amazing job, dude.
Thank you.
This is really I like the artsy kind of look to it, the rugged kind of like look that you have on your line work and stuff like that. Now I know this is a very collaborative process with you guys. So when you're putting these pages together after you get the script, is it thumbnails presented to everybody, say, hey, what do we think? We're good here, cool, and then you go back in there and do your pencils and inks? Or is it more of like, here's the page, guys, we're moving on? Like, how does that work?
It's kind of like that.
A lot of them is
what do you think?
I kind of show them the visual representation.
We've been lucky. We've been like, oh, this is a good one.
But there are sometimes where we need those little breakdowns, and then I'll get these glorious kind of thumbnails from them, which is like stick figure with line.
Oh yeah.
stick figure monster, and I'm like, I know what you want, right? And so it's volleying back and forth. That's kind of, we discussed before how trying to get we really get that story flushed out. We the same way we kind of banter about the story and the characters. Sometimes the art is like, I know exactly what they want. Other times it's like those thumbnails are coming because like I'm not sure if I go exactly with what I think. Did I just put like 4 days of work into a splash page and then go, nah, fam, and like I don't want. That's happened to all of us where it's like, oh, I love this page, and then you present it to the rest team. The rest team is like,
I think but for the most part, it's like a rare. Like I think maybe 5 or 6 pages out of the whole entire book we would go back and forth.
It's usually the second to last page of every book where it's like, can we revisit this a 7th time? It's like, it's done. But then finally it'll get to a place where it's like, all right, so maybe you were right. But it's one of those, like, if you haven't finalized it, you could go back to painting, a drawing, something you've written 20 years later and go, what if I made this edit? Right? So
right.
What I like most is when you're, what's the word I was looking at? I just had it in the top of my head. It's the setting, right? When you're the establishing shots, when you're establishing the environment, and I think you can see the TLC that you've taken with some of these scenes, right? How much of that requires research on your end? And some of them looks like that it requires a lot of time. How much time does it take to do one of those pages?
The research is Allie. A lot of times, like, where Allie will find like reference images, and then Mike will also find like geographical regions, and then it's up to me to kind of, all right, how much because I don't want to like trace a complete picture. Like you could just snap a picture of a storefront and then trace it line for line, but it's like when I see like, okay, that's what they want, now we have to make it our own, and so I start making these amalgamations, and they've done some amazing research. Well, I'll get these like photo dumps of just like 17, 18 images, and I'm like, it's like absolutely 3-dimensional like research of it, and it's like, all right, now I get to make a Frankenstein, like that rooftop, that background, those trees, those leaves,
and it's kind of funny though because like this is our first comic book, so we don't know how to communicate the artistry, so we're like, would this help you? Like, and this is like almost into like the second book or the halfway. Will this help you if we give you reference shots? Will this
and I'm like,
and you're like, yeah. It's like we could have been doing this from the first book,
right? Like like if they were just like a subway in France, it's like, well, that's vague, but it's like they did some like research or this
oh my god, the tunnel.
These kind of this train, this, and I'm like, gotcha. I know. All right, I see what you want.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to go to London because of how much research I did in like the power it would take to like blow out a building. Because the first book, they're in a bank. It's technically a bank. So I was doing research on that bank on how to blow it up. So I'm pretty sure I'm never allowed to London. Because I also wanted to keep it as believable as possible. I didn't want to just be like, I know what I'm talking about. A grenade could definitely blow out this window and floor and this, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I just was like, all right, well, what's the likelihood of this, this, and this? Same thing with the channel, with the dialogue, with the one conductor telling everything. Like, oh, it's not an earthquake. It's because of X, Y, and Z. I had to do the research. I was like, all right, well, what could collapse the tunnel?
That's crazy. Yeah, no.
All that gets
on Netflix kind of read our book.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, we had a little snafu with I was watching Resident Evil, the new show on Netflix, and in like episode 3, they're in the tunnel. And I'm like,
running from zombies.
Oh yeah, fighting zombies in the tunnel and going.
We did it first though.
I politely told the rest of the team, like, can you check the IP addresses and names of who bought our digital copies of the book? Because it's like some dude from California
just bought the
book. I see that as executive producer. It's like,
oh my god,
like Lucy.
And that was the thing. The location that you guys chose for this thing is very different, and it's and listen, kudos to the research that you guys have done, because it definitely shows in the book. Like I question, like, were these guys in the army? Like did you guys have you been to those, to that part of the world? Because it's so really well done.
The vehicles, everything.
Yeah, all that.
That's that their research, and then we wanted to be as realistic a parody of the real world as possible.
Yeah.
Their research
with caveats, of course. Like it's not going to be perfect, but it's there.
Sure, yeah, of course. No, you guys have done an incredible job. I'm actually so I have the last one set up for you guys. All right, the last spin of the night. Okay, we're also gonna get ready for that pitch because we're gonna. Last time we didn't hear an elevator pitch. Right? It wasn't ready.
That's right. You put on the spot.
But this time I understand. I understand it's there.
The pressure is on.
All right, but let's do this spin. Now there are going to be some spaces here for spin again, so we may hear. Hopefully, we'll get it on the first shot. All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, who's that?
D something with a D.
Danny Klein. Danny Klein gets some coffee and gets some pins. So and a comic. So cool, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. So all right, so here we go, man. You guys ready for that elevator pitch? Now I know you guys did a convention, so you have. I know.
Oh yeah,
you guys are ready.
Gotten a little bit better at it. So.
It happened organically, and now we were like, oh, that's it.
That's it. All right. Here we go. You guys ready? Who's going to deliver it?
Scene. All right.
So basically, funny. So the TechniGods is basically about a group of elite soldiers, basically trained to fight the TechniGods. You know, the main antagonists of our story.
However, you know how there's always that secret society, super soldiers that know exactly what to do. But in our story, since they haven't done this in so long, they've kind of grew fattened on the vine. So when everything hits the fan, the world turns to these people and go, "You're going to save us." They're trash at this job because they haven't done it in that long. Now you pick up on the run where they're trying to collect themselves to go, all right, how do we fight these things?
Yep.
Our ancestors did. We didn't. We just have the legacy.
So now you learn with the cast of characters that we created. You learn with them how to take on basically the TechniGod.
All right. There you go. All right, guys. Look at you guys did it as a team too. TechniGod team rock.
This is the convention
team too.
You know the convention.
Awesome,
that was the spiel. We started realizing like, oh yeah, I came in there organically. We were like, oh, that's the bounce. We were going back like, oh, they're really engaged.
Oh, snap. All right. Well, listen, keep it going. Baltimore is a big show. I was there last year, dude. Those lines, like 2 hours to get into that show. Like the lines were ridiculous. And I don't know. Maybe it was because they're still going through the pandemic thing and they were still checking for vaccines and all that other stuff. I don't think they're doing that anymore in Baltimore. But you guys are going to have a good show, and I think you guys are going to do really well. This book is amazing. You guys have done an incredible job, and I'm not just saying that because Mike, you've been on the chat and doing all that stuff. I really do like this book. Like I really, really do like this book, and you guys are doing an incredible job.
I'll be featuring it on What's in the Box soon.
Yeah.
I'll just let you know, guys. We are getting a trailer put together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will definitely send you guys the trailer.
One of the reasons why I came by was because literally a couple hours ago at my friend's studio in city of Jopa, we literally created from scratch, watched him down in the lab like a scientist, and he created a just fantastic, like eerie, like just
soundtrack
ambiance, background for a promotional trailer. So busy day for us here, and that's why I physically came by like, here it is, save this, right?
Awesome. Now I think Anibal had a question up there, right, Sam?
Yeah, what was the question right here?
So if you had to compare it as it's like this meets that, what would those comparisons be?
Kind of like Walking Dead meets like Die Hard, I would think, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Because they're kind of like gung ho, some of them,
right?
You know?
And also, I like the Die Hard reference to the fact that, the charm of John McClane's character in Die Hard was he wasn't the guy running towards, he wasn't the superhero. Just stuff happened to him, and he's like, well, I guess I got to save the day. It wasn't like, I'm here, everyone. And so,
yeah.
Nice. All right, that sounds good. And then there was another question from
book 4.
Book 4.
Oh, we are
we're deep in book 4.
Pretty much like the goal with the back, and I'm like, I better turn it up right now. August, boom. We want to have it
for
printed
October.
and ready for those October and November conventions. So that's the deadline, right? Because like if you don't hit a deadline you set, it's like we're gonna sell these books for the rest of our life, right? That's why sometimes where I'm like, oh man, I really wanted this out like 2 months ago, and it's like yeah, but I'm gonna be 10 years from now, like, you want to buy this comic book I made? Right.
Right,
So,
right.
but we want that book for Baltimore and for the Super Jersey Expo. That's the goal, right?
That's a good
Have
idea.
4 out fresh.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. And any plans on bringing that to any of the crowdfunding platforms?
Yeah, we want to bring it to Indiegogo. That's
Yeah.
like our main thing. Like, but it's just going to take a little time to
Yeah.
put all that together.
No.
Right, and build trust in the product. And I think there's a nice core fan base, but want that to grow, right?
Yeah. No, I think you guys are doing a great job at growing the fan base. The way you're doing it organically, like we spoke about that even at the shows. Doing these conventions, getting to the people, talking to them one on one. You're doing these shows. I mean, you're doing the whole thing. Your website, like you guys are really doing the right things, and you're hitting on all cylinders. And you guys have a great team. You're committed, which is important. You respect each other. You guys work well together. It's and the book shows it. The book shows it because you guys are doing an incredible
It sounds like
job.
you guys getting a performance appraisal report right now. We'll bring you and let you know how well you're doing.
Third quarter numbers are looking real sweet.
Nah, man, good. And thank you so much for coming on and and sharing this book with us. Can't wait to have you guys back for the fourth one.
Now, can I ask one question?
Yes.
Has Cliff's? Are you sold on Cliff now?
I always was. I love Cliff.
How do you feel?
You're gonna have to wait to watch in the box.
Okay. Thank you.
Nice. I like that.
There we go. Yeah.
Bring back everybody from the chat room to the next
chat room.
I like that.
Tune in next week.
Yes. Check out What's in the Box and you'll find out.
Oh man.
Merchandise.
That's
You guys,
incredible.
thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yes, thank you.
Anytime.
You guys are always welcome.
Come on. And when you have that promotional stuff ready, let us know because we'll bump it right in here. No problem.
Adam, awesome.
Absolutely.
Congratulations. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. So thank you so much for coming on, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Take care. All right.
So that was the team of TechniGods. Again, guys, the link is in the chat, and all you have to do is go to www.technigods.com. Get yourself a copy. If you haven't seen any of the episodes of What's in the Box, you need to go and check it out. I'm telling you, it's worth the read. It's a page turner. This issue right here, I'm not going to spill the beans, but this issue will, keep you wanting that issue 4. You ask, when's issue 4? You're going to want to pick up issue 4 after reading issue 3. No, fantastic. I mean, they got a great camaraderie. The energy. It's just amazing.
Yeah. No, dude, the commitment, man. I love the fact that here are, 3 creators who've been doing this for 8, 9, 10 years, going to each other's homes, talking about it at 150-page Bible. They know everything about these characters. There's a lot of work that went behind this book. And honestly, when you read this book, and this, again, not just because, obviously Mike is always in the chats and he's chilling and he's doing his thing, but honestly, truly, when reading this book, I was like, damn, these guys really, this is a good freaking story. And it really is. It moves. It moves like the pace of it, the pacing that they've, achieved. It's professional level stuff right here. So you guys definitely want to pick it up. If you haven't done so yet, pick it up. Go to their website. They're doing this the old school way. It's not a crowdfunding campaign. This is go to their website, pick up their book, see them at a convention. They're going to be in Baltimore in October during a holiday, the Halloween weekend. So make sure you go to their table, check it out. They're going to have all 4 issues. Hopefully by then 4 will be done. Hopefully, they can get it all in time out there. But they're doing their thing.
It's funny. It's just funny because when you hear the stories about like the con and the energy, that stuff, it brings it back. It brings it back. The early days, bro. It's like I'm like, wow, to capture that feeling, that excitement, that energy. It's infectious, and and guys, again, really, it's not a crowdfunder. It's simple as just going to their website and getting yourself a copy. It's worth it. It's worth it. Pick it up today.
And listen, I picked up a copy from their web. It's easy. It's you go in there.
Good morning.
Boom. Mike's been telling me about this since I first met him back in 2009. Yeah. See, that's just got to keep going. Don't give up. And you know what? It's right. You're right, Sam. Like that energy, that come get it. Mike hounding that kid until he bought the book. Like
Headlock it on.
Yeah, these are the things that I don't lose it. And that's why I told them, don't lose that. Do not lose, no matter how many conventions you do, no matter how many times you get
because you can get jaded.
That. You can
get discouraged.
Absolutely.
Feel
it happens
defeated.
to all of us.
I mean, look at. I mean, I think it was. It's no surprise or whatever. But Ray Felix was out in San Diego Comic-Con, and he had he didn't make. It was a loss for him, right? Mm-hmm. So when you go and you take on a big expense and you take a loss, sometimes it can really discourage you from wanting to do it again. Right. So you got to find that. You got to find out. Go back and dig deep to why you're doing it. And it's the passion and the love for the game. And sometimes you win and sometimes you don't. But if you go back in and keep playing to win, you'll have more wins than losses.
Yeah. And if the team is still watching this or anybody who's watching it, remember that you never know who's going to come to your table. You never know who's behind the other side of the table. You think it's just the regular, Joe Schmo or just the regular, woman who's coming up to your table. That could be an executive. That could be
like the executive that took the idea for the channel.
Wow. Why you gotta turn it? Why you gotta turn it to some negative stuff? Bro?
I'm just saying they did it to me with Aliens in the Attic. I'm just saying.
Why did I go back to you? I'm talking to the guys. Listen, you never know who's coming to the table, so make sure you always give them the pitch. You always let them know what's in the book. Get them to pick it up because you never know. That person might be, going back to Cali and saying, "Oh, this is a good idea. Let's do it."
You never know what's that creators outlet. You're never gonna know. Sure, my bros keep doing. Appreciate you too, brother. You're never gonna know, and I think you gotta treat every person that comes to your table special. Make them feel special, and and you gotta figure out how to pull out the charm and have fun. And it's always hard, because it's ebbs and flows. But it's the grit, and the grind and the hustle and the passion. Yeah. And they said it. They're having fun. You gotta have fun.
Oh yeah, you can tell. I mean, you can tell they get along. The chemistry is good. I can't wait till Allie hits the convention circuit in Baltimore. She's going to be hooked. Try to cosplay your characters. Try to do that. If you guys are into the cosplay thing, try to use your characters as cosplays. Let people know who these characters are.
Yeah, I mean, I mean,
that be an opportunity.
The budget, the well ran dry, but I was this close to getting a Duty costume, and my wife was gonna dress up as Duty at the convention. Right. She's she's the same height as Duty, and but that was like, the well has run dry.
Stuff gets expensive.
Yes, I gotta wait till future. But man, again, it's a hard nut to crack. Sometimes it's a thankless route to go as an artist in any field, but put into work, have fun, and eventually it'll pay off. And timing is everything. Timing is everything. You don't get to pick the time. You only are responsible for the time you put into it, but you don't know when that clock comes or your ticket is pulled.
Yeah, keep doing it. Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Yes.
As a duck. He said George is a duck. Oh man. No, but definitely that was a good show. And don't forget, tomorrow morning we're gonna be back for a live show tomorrow morning.
Yes, on the Morning Brew with the Crazy Crew, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m. Central. Join us as we talk everything pop culture, what's trending. We take questions from you, and we enjoyed that with a nice cup of brew. And it's going to be fun. So join every Thursday mornings. And if you enjoyed this episode and you haven't done so already, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you're on Twitch or on Facebook, head over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. Help the algorithms work in our favor. And let's grow this bad boy, because we are the Indie Creators Podcast. And we love having conversations with the talented group of men and women out there that are just want to shine a light on what they do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And big shout out to everybody who showed up. Big shout out to everybody who showed up today.
Yes.
For the TechniGod cast, drink some cups on the brew. Hey, there you go.
Yes.
You should drink some of these bad boys tomorrow. But big shout out to everybody. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for showing support to these indies and hanging out with us tonight. But we'll be back tomorrow, and make sure you subscribe. If you were watching, make sure you hit the subscribe button.
We need you. Help us grow. help us pay the bills. Let's get monetized. And if you haven't done so already, sign up to this Alien in My Toilet. Same thing with YouTube, the algorithms. The more people that sign up to the Kickstarter, the more that Kickstarter puts you in a positive light and moves it to the top. So let's sign up. Let's get to 100. 16 people have signed up in 2 days so far. Thank you so much to the 16. But let me know who you are so I can send you the digital print, right? So you want to get this digital print, do these monsters on Planet Cthulhu. Let me know that you signed up, and I will send it to you in PDF. You just got to send me your email if I don't already have it. But yeah, sign up. The launch is on the 20th of September. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And as far as issue number 2, they should be getting to me any day now, and I will be shipping it out to you in a few days. So that's.
And then one final thing before we go, Sam. For those who are on Kickstarter or who check out Kickstarter from time to time, check out a book called Designated by Mark Torres. I'm doing the letters on that book, so make sure you check it out. It's support Mark Torres. It came from the radio. It's the name of his show. And he's got a Kickstarter right now called Designated. So if you haven't done so yet, check that out.
He's going to be on the show.
I think the 17th, right? Or
in a couple weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
The week that I go, the week I'm at the con.
Right. Yeah. So
cool.
But that's all I got.
Yeah. So with that, with that said, I am Sam the Crazy Man,
George the Dreamer Medina,
and we are out.
It's just easy. It's not.
Acquiesce.
No, I was talking about my friend Acquiesce. I met Say my name, right?
This is what you were thinking? Oh,
he described me. He said, I'm the
What? Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. To Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze on Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.
Girl.